Hello, everyone. My name is Neil Sawant, and I'm going to talk about marketing strategy for a consulting services firm. So, in today's business environment, companies are increasingly becoming data driven, but they lack the internal expertise to fully leverage their data. And as organizations grow, they face challenges integrating IT systems, analytics, and marketing efforts into a cohesive strategy. So, this marketing strategy focuses on a consulting services firm that provides integrated IT transformation, business intelligence, and data-driven marketing solutions. So the goal here is to show how can a consulting firm position itself as a strategic partner with various different companies, and we will be covering the service offering, market environment, segmentation and positioning, and strategic analysis using SWOT and PESTEL frameworks. Now, speaking about the service overview, this is end-to-end consulting for a product-based company and with a focus on digital transformation. And this firm provides three of the main core consulting pillars, which is modernization of IT infrastructure, where they build cloud systems and integrate them along with cybersecurity. Then comes business intelligence and analytics, and where the dashboard development, data warehousing, and predictive analysis happens. Then comes marketing analytics and automation, where they use CRM platforms such as Salesforce, HubSpot to improve the segmentation and ROI. Unlike traditional consulting firms that work by themselves, this firm it emphasizes a cross functional integration between the IT, business intelligence, and marketing teams, and this is why the value lies not only in recommendation but also in implementation and execution, because everything is cohesive. Services are offered through various hybrid models, and it combines remote consulting with on-site engagement as well. And this makes it flexible to serve various global clients while also being cost efficient. Now, speaking about the so this is how the value is proposed of why. uh, Okay, now speaking about value proposition, so the cross-functional collaboration with IT, BI, and marketing alignment is very important, as that helps make evidence-based decision. Now, speaking about the market segmentation, sorry, the market description. So the global consulting market is expanding, and particularly in IT analytics and digital transformation services. So this industry has exceeded over $350 billion, with analytics driven consulting growing at a double digit rates. And many product companies, mostly in manufacturing, retail, healthcare, and e-commerce, are under the pressure to optimize operations and customer experience. And many firms struggle with the disconnected IT systems, poor data quality, inconsistent reporting, and outdated marketing strategies. So the mid-size companies, they often usually lack internal analytics team, and this creates a strong demand for external consulting partners. And these India is a emerging market along with Southeast Asia and Brazil, because of its digital adoption and having cheap labor along with a huge population. And meanwhile, markets such as like USA and Europe, they demand advanced services like AI integration, ESG reporting, and automation. And this creates a market that is both globally scalable and strategically diverse. Now, speaking about the target customers or the target market, it's not only limited to one particular country, but then when it comes to IT, there are countries like India, Brazil, and Southeast Asia where the labor is really cheap, and thus the companies do not need to spend a lot of money and pay the salaries that they pay in USA and Europe. So the the cost, it becomes cost effective, and many mid to large product based companies are having their IT teams work from India remotely because of cloud systems and IT and systems integration. Now, speaking about segmentation and targeting, targeting and positioning. So this market is segmented using a B2B approach. And speaking about demographics, there are mid to large product-based firms which which have revenues between $50 million to $2 billion, and they are spread across North America, Europe, Asia, and these companies are the first to seek digital transformation, and they want systems which can automatically analyze their data. Speaking about physiographic, there are organizations which value innovations, efficiency, and also make sure that they make data-driven decisions. So, how come the positioning strategy? What is the positioning strategy that we will be using? So, we will position the firm as a strategic integration partner for data-driven growth, and here we can find the key difference between the integration of IT, business intelligence, and marketing into one single consulting solution. So the brand that we propose is emphasizing transforming raw data into actionable business performance. So thus the position allows the firm to compete with larger firms like Accenture, Deloitte, who also offer customized, agile, and hands-on consulting. So it's a very similar business model. Now coming on to the SWOT analysis. Speaking of strengths, since IT analytics and cross-functional expertise is something that we are core focused on, agile consulting model is something that is being used widely around, which helps with remote and on-site flexibility. And also there is a deep capability in data integration and advanced analysis while people are working from home. Thus, this helps in focusing on long-term partnerships rather than just transactional projects. Then, speaking of weaknesses, there is limited brand recognition, and as a newer market entrant, it would be hard for the company to get projects, and there is a high dependency on skilled professionals, which increases the labor costs, and thus limited physical presence in the emerging markets also shows that the company is not strong enough. And the initial trust on technology partnerships is also important, because if decisions are not taken accordingly, then there is a high chance that the company might go bankrupt. Speaking of opportunities, there is a rapid global growth happening in AI, which is a good market. The other one is there is increasing demand for sustainability and ESG analytics. Then comes digital transformation and investments in emerging economies. So having vendors like Microsoft and Salesforce will definitely help in this. Speaking of threats, there is a intense competition from established global consulting firms like Deloitte, Accenture, TCS, and the technological changes requiring continuous skill upgrades also increases labor costs. Making sure that data privacy and regulatory compliance are maintained, or else if the data is leaked, the company might lose the whole project. Thus, there is a economic uncertainty which impacts the consulting budgets. Coming on to personal analysis, for political, the government incentives help for data digital transformation. There are trade policies which affect the cross-border consulting contracts. Data sovereignty laws also influence the service delivery. Political instability is a lot in emerging markets like India. Sometimes there are a few projects that cannot happen outside US or Europe. In economic terms, the global economy is increasing, and thus the consulting demand is increasing. The exchange rate keeps on fluctuating, which affects the pricing. Inflation increases the operating costs. The shift towards subscription-based consulting models is increasing. Social acceptance for remote and hybrid consulting is increasing. There is a high focus on ethical and sustainable business practices and growing skill gaps in analytics and data governance. Also, there should be a cultural adaptation which requires global clients. So people from different parts of the world work together. Speaking technologically, the adoption of AI, machine learning, and predictive analytics has helped everyone. Also, there is a lot of growth in cloud computing platforms like Salesforce has their online CRM, which does analytics as well. Then integration of IoT data in analytic solutions, and the advancements in cybersecurity, which enhance the trust. So this helps a lot. Now, speaking about legal terms, the compliance with GDPR and international data protection law sometimes does not allow companies to have projects outside the US or Europe. Also, intellectual property considerations in analytical models is something that needs to be focused on, because even if someone is consulting, but the the product based company has higher chances of saying that this is for us, and they might use the whole model. This varies the consulting and the contract regulations. Thus, there is no such as international labor law, and this affects the global consultants. In environmental terms, there is a rising demand for ESG and sustainability and consulting. The carbon footprint concerns related to IT infrastructure is something that consulting firms need to think about. There is a lot of regulatory pressure on supply chain and on supply chain sustainability. The client always demands for environmental reporting systems and making sure that the carbon footprint is aligned with the company's expenditure. Now, speaking of competitive landscape, there are companies like Accenture, Deloitte, BCG, which are already established partners, and competing with them is not going to be easy because of their name, their managers, and the relations the product-based companies have with them. One way is by differentiating via personalization, where we offer maybe a subscription-based model, or maybe cuts in pricing, or uh, a very company focused approach where there is a whole team dedicated for only one product company. This implementation focused consulting is something that will help us grow in the future. Now, coming to a conclusion, the marketing strategy demonstrates how a consulting firm can compete in a crowded market through integration of IT, BI, and marketing strategies, and also making sure that the data is the center of everything and making data driven decisions. This will ultimately help in using the strategic use of SWOT and PESTEL frameworks to grow both the potential and operational, sorry, reduce the potential and operational risk. Thus, ultimately, the firm will be positioned as a data first transformation partner, enabling clients to convert their data for their competitive advantage. Thank you.